Okay, I wanted to show you guys the difference between all the various modes of room emulation. You know, you've seen this before with plates and halls, theaters, things like that, rooms. Isotope tossed in Ozone 5, which is normally a mastering thing, a pretty interesting reverb plugin. And it's got all the different modes here. And so I kind of thought we'd run through it. This isn't really a big deal. And something I really want to emphasize is that everybody has their own idea of what a hall is, or a plate or a room. And you can kind of find ballpark similarities most of the time, but everybody's take on it's going to be different. Sometimes you click on these things and you hear almost no difference. I mean, zero. And other times you hear huge. And I think the Ozone 5 modes are pretty indicative of what's typical. All right, let's start with room. Room sounds are always kind of shorter and kind of what you'd imagine being in a room versus being in an amphitheater or something like that. A room's smaller and less spacious. So let's listen to that. And these are with 1 second delay. I'm going to use the same settings for everything. No pre-delay, lots of early reflections, and it's a 1 second decay time for everything. I have the width all the way up, so it's going to be more obvious than usual. But okay, so that actually sounded a little more, I would say, bigger and spacious than I expected from a room. But until we get to the theater. So back to the room. All right, now let's switch to theater mode here. All right, whatever that means, I'm on the plate. Now this is going to be ring out, I guarantee it. All right, and on to hall. You'll notice how the hall is less, I'm going to call it less aggressive. It's less abrasive, less out front. The plate's a little more in your face in that big ringy way. The hall is more just gigantic and kind of... Okay, and the cathedrals are usually just absurd, but let's see what they do here. A cathedral never has a decay time of one second that I've ever seen. Not that I make my way to many cathedrals these days. Okay, and then they added this arena thing, which isn't very common. I don't see that one too often in Audio Land. Let's see what it does. Okay, I'm going to go through these real fast again. Room. Theater. Plate. Hall. Cathedral. Arena. Okay, and I don't know if that's worth a whole lot to you, but it gets you a start. And again, play with your own plugins a lot and get to know them. They're going to have different opinions on what all this stuff is, and so you really have to get used to each individual plugin. All right, guys, thanks. Bye.